Is all the recession talk actually factoring into the real estate market, or are the facts showing us something different? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the market statistics for August 2022. And at the end of this video, I'm going to talk to you about the factors that we need actually to see a market crash. And while it's so unlikely, understanding all of those coming together may help bring a little bit of relief to the fact we're not going to see it in the near future. Hey everybody, Jason Panos here, Remax Infinity. So we're talking market statistics for August 2022. And a lot of people have asked the same question. Are we really seeing the downturn as everyone talks about potential for recession and a few other things on the market? Well, the facts told us something, but it didn't tell us that it's having a long-term effect on the market. What did we see in August versus July? Well, we saw about the same number of sales. Actually, they creeped up a little bit. And that surprises a lot of people. Everyone really feels like the market has just slowed almost to a stall. And it hasn't. In July, we saw about 930 sales, whereas in August, we saw about 950 sales. The number of properties that hit the market was relatively consistent. About 3,100 in July, about 3,200 in August. And at the end of August, we still saw about 1,800 active homes on the market. Still not a ton, still not getting out of our inventory issue, but it's kind of telling us and painting us a picture that we still had a lot of properties potentially hit the market in the same number that left it, and they kind of stayed relatively constant. The average sale price, however, came down a little bit, about 386 in July, just over 371 in August. That was a big jump or big drop in comparison to most other months. But I don't think it's really having a long-term effect, and it's not really telling us if we have a problem yet. The reason I say that, not only did there come out a report that said about 23% of the properties in Pensacola in the month of July canceled the contract. Knowing that, we probably could have had about 23% more sales or somewhere in between that because something was wrong with the home or the buyer wasn't financially qualified, and yet we still had about the same number of sales moving forward. The other interesting fact is that days on market nearly doubled. We saw about 14 days on market on average in July versus 30 in August. What is that telling us? Overall, houses are staying on the market a little bit longer. So if you were selling in roughly the 2.5, 3 week marker, you're probably talking 2 to 3 months on average right now. The reason I say that is be patient. This market is going to slow a little bit as it stabilizes, and then we can get into a more comfortable market moving forward. So at the end of this video, I promised you I would tell you the 3 factors you need to see a downturn or a crash in the market. And all 3 have to be present in order for this to happen. You have to have a surplus of inventory, you have to have overinflated prices, and you have to have an external factor acting on the market. Let me explain each of those really quick. You have to have each and every one of them existent. Now, the simple one, overinflated prices. Do we have that? Well, maybe. A lot of people think that the prices that we're seeing right now are way too high. Some people say they're not, high enough and we still have room to grow. So that's why I say it's a maybe. Maybe they're high, maybe they're not. Depends on the market you're in. Do we have a surplus in inventory? Absolutely not. It is still being reported that we are still short in inventory, and the demand that we have today, nearly 3 million homes. So the inventory surplus is certainly not there. And do we have something acting on the market that's going to counteract what we're seeing? Higher interest rates, that's potentially one, but we saw earlier in the year, as rates went up, sales still went up. That didn't have an overarching effect on the market. Number of delinquencies in the market. We still have about 200,000, maybe 250,000 delinquencies currently in the market. Back in 2007, we had 13 million that were in delinquency right before the crash. So we don't have a whole lot of external forces acting on the market that's deterring the market from moving forward. So I just wanted to give you those stats in order for you to understand that a market crash, very unlikely, so you understand each of the elements that are present and you can make a sound choice. But as always, talk to your real estate professional before you make that choice so you can get the data that you need in your local market, because national stats aren't actually telling you what's going on in your individual market. Hopefully this was educational. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Let me know how I can help. And even if you're not in my market, I promise you, I know a guy probably all over the world. Let me see what I can do to help you. So let's connect sometime this month. Go over some of the rumors that you may have heard and make sure you have the facts moving forward. Talk to you guys really soon. You guys have a good September.